Good afternoon to you and welcome. Have you been able to quantify then how badly affected the industry is in terms of non-payment of claims? Yesterday on the program we highlighted the issue of the Chameleon Cafe in Cape Town and Guard Risk, the insurance company. I'm going to assume that there are many others as well.
No, absolutely. Good afternoon, Jeremy. There are many others as well. And the impact of insurance is not paying the business interruption claims. It's huge in our sector. What we've been doing is collating the number of companies that have been impacted. And so far, we're thinking at around plus or minus 4 billion rand that has been owed to our members. As you have alluded, there is a case that a cafe has won in Cape Town, and the judge has instructed the insurance company to pay. So we are saying to, all these insurance companies, it's time that you look at us, the way you look at us when you sold us this insurance. You wanted us to be your clients. We gladly accepted. We paid our premiums. Now we're in a situation where, you need to come to the table and pay the claims that we've put forth due to this pandemic.
Are you formally then engaging with the insurance sector? And if so, how are you doing this and with what resolution in mind?
What we're doing, we're working with a company called Insurance Claims Africa, which is collating the number of claims that have been denied and pretty much putting together, as per each insurer to say, Insurer 1, owes X number of companies, and this is X amount of money. So we have tried to talk to them to bring them into the table to have a discussion. But it seems as if they are not interested in having this discussion, at least some of them. Now, when they are not interested in having this discussion, we have no choice but to go to court to seek relief that we're looking for. And we believe that this court case has set a precedent in terms of how the court will look at this matter. So we have tried to talk to them. They don't seem to be interested. They are coming up with excuses after excuses, saying that it's a lockdown, but not the pandemic that has created this business interruption. But we all know why the lockdown is here, and we all know the logic behind it.
Let me just make 100% sure that I'm hearing you correctly. We have one individual case of this restaurant in Cape Town that has taken an insurance company to court. They won, but it is likely to go on appeal. Are you saying to me that you're expecting a number of other court cases, or is your organization, the Tourism Business Council, taking the industry itself to court?
Well, what we're doing now, we have over 500 companies that have filed, and we're using Insurance Claims Africa to collate these cases. So together, we will go to court as a collective under, the Insurance Claims Africa to make sure that we force these insurance companies to pay the premiums, to pay the claims that our industry have put to them. So there will be a court case if they don't come to the table. That we will take it, as far as we can, make sure that there is payment. But that's not what we want to do, because going to court delays things. Business interruption insurance is created to ensure that when you have an interruption, you are paid immediately so that you can cover the cost of operations. Now, going to court is another delaying tactics from these insurance companies who are refusing to pay, to drag this matter, because by the time we get to court, by the time we finish with this whole thing, majority of these businesses won't be survived.
So you're hopeful still for a resolution as a result of conversation or negotiation with the industry. You have not at this point filed papers yet.
No, absolutely. We are open to negotiation, and there has been calls, from ourselves to the insurance companies to come and sit down with us and tell us what their problem is. And if it means that what we're claiming, it's a large amount that they can pay, over a period of time, is something that they can come and present to us so that we avoid going to court, we avoid wasting money when we can deal with these things by sitting down and talking. So we are hopeful that they come to the table and they come to us to discuss this matter. It's up to them to come to us. We are willing to talk because we're impacted. We want this to be resolved as soon as possible. without any delay.
When you hear the insurance industry saying something like this, and I quote, insurers say that pandemics are not an insurable event, it would seem that you and the insurance industry are miles apart.
Yeah, but these insurance companies, when we were buying the business interruption, pandemics were included in that. And many of them, and if I single out one, if you look at outsurance who have committed to paying a sum to those that they owe, it means that pandemic is included. We wouldn't go to them and say, well, pandemic was not included. We believe that as insurers, they knew what they were doing. They know how to calculate risks. They look at many variables and things that could happen. And the fact that they put pandemic as part of this, it means that it's something that was to be expected, and therefore it's something that is insurable. So it is there. We have gone through these papers. I have spoken to many operators, and pandemic is there, and that is why we're going to them and say, well, let's either sit down and talk about this and resolve this, or we go to court and let the court decide on this matter once and for all.
All right. So at the state of negotiation at the moment, we'll circle back and check in with you next week sometime. Tshifhiwa Tshivhengwa is the Tourism Business Council of South Africa's Chief Executive Officer.